Okay guys, it is time for a new update here on the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin dumped below our rising broadening wedge on the 3-day time frame, and we saw the expected dump all the way down to the $25,000 level on the futures markets. We even saw a wick all the way down to the $24,300 level, where we actually liquidated the first batch of massive amounts of liquidations that were sitting on the sidelines in the market. We were talking about it in my last video. We need to keep in mind here, guys, I will say this up front, we still have the biggest amount of liquidations right below the $24,300 level, so the price level that we didn't reach on the major exchanges. And I have to say, you even in the futures market with a massive wick, and I can already tell you I have an exact game plan for the remaining time of this bear market, because this dump is exactly something that we were already predicting days ago because of the similarities to our 2019 run here, also being established with a rising broadening wedge and then seeing a final sell-off that, because of the corona dump, brought us down almost to our original all-time low levels. This time it will be a little bit different. I will tell you exactly what we need to expect from the price right now, what my game plan is, because with this dump, there's a huge amount of new trade opportunities coming to us, luckily, which we love to see. First of all, guys, as always, before we now jump into the charts in more detail, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, activate the bell. As always, I really appreciate every single thumbs up that you guys are leaving here on this video. It's really highly appreciated. Thank you for that. And besides this, make sure, guys, I already announced a few of my new trading strategies here in my Discord community. Make sure you join it. It's absolutely for free, guys. It's absolutely for free. So make sure you join that free community, and I can already tell you, you will not regret it, because we also have some amazing leaderboard prizes in that community. Everything is for free. Our top traders are getting thousands of dollars each and every single month, actually, as bonus payments directly into their exchange accounts and stuff like that. So guys, make sure you check out the Discord, the free Discord community of mine. It's linked at the very top of the video description. But now let's jump into the charts, because you guys want to know what we need to expect now from the Bitcoin price, which is definitely understandable. I mean, we talked about it in my last video. Let's see if I can find it here. Boom. Guys, I mean, it's always like, but this is my last video. I told you we will most likely break down. We could form a massive M pattern, which could then lead to a breakdown into our most important volume weighted area here with the VPVR between the $20,000 and the $19,000 level. We broke to the downside, guys. What a surprise. I even told you what chart pattern to keep an eye on. This broadening wedge here, I told you in my last video, just keep an eye in what direction this broadening wedge breaks, and you will know in what direction this massive volatile move will go. We broke below it, and we saw the massive volatile move all the way down to the $25,000 level, our very important weekly support, as I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks already as well. But now, what do we need to expect? What do we need to expect from the Bitcoin price now? I mean, first of all, we need to keep in mind here that we have a massive wick below the $25,000 level. And normally, and this is actually super common, I've almost never seen Bitcoin not do that in the past. There's like a 90% likelihood historically of us closing this wick. And what does closing this wick mean? It means that we actually close a candle. We close a candle and not only wick to this price, we actually close a candle at that price level, which would at the moment be the $24,300 level. And the problem with this is, yes, for sure, normally the price would close this wick and then we would reverse to the upside, right? But in this case, we would, by closing this big wick, we would actually fall below highly important weekly support, the $25,000 level. And if we want to close this wick, we would fall below it slowly. Maybe we would see a retest, and boom, at the time we are closing this, we would actually have seen a confirmed breakout below the $25,000 level. So this actually means that then we would, on the weekly time frame, complete our massive M pattern that I've also already talked about in my last video. And this massive M pattern could then easily lead us to a price of approximately the $19,700 level. And I mean, just to pat myself here on my shoulder a little bit, I have predicted the current bear market bottom perfectly. I told you months before we reached the $16,000 to $14,000 level, months before, for almost a half a year before we reached the bottom, in every single video of mine, I have said I expect the bottom to come in between the $16,000 and $14,000 level, and for that reason, I will open swing long positions no matter what below the $25,000 level with low leverages between 3 and 5x, and I will even have scale up liquidity on the sideline to scale up these trades all the way down to the $16,000 level where I expected the bottom range to begin. And I mean, we perfectly bottomed out between the $16,000 and $14,000 level. So everybody that followed my advice there has perfect positioned, low leverage, scaled up long positions now in the market actually with massive profit. So I can already tell you, if we break below here, it could make sense to take a little bit of profit off your swing longs if you scaled them up quite significantly already and your average entry price is now somewhere in the range of 21,000, 22,000, 23,000. It can make sense to take a little bit of profits. But this is also a new opportunity here for us to open new swing long positions. I will state now the exact same that I actually stated back then, just with a little bit of higher prices. Because I already in my last videos showed you this. I made this random drawing here, what my expectations are, right? From this potential bear market scenario. I can tell you guys, everything below $25,000, this is no financial advice, this is just my opinion. Everything below $25,000, in my opinion, is a perfect scenario and setup to enter again low leverage swing long positions 3 to 5x. Make sure you have scale up capital for these positions available all the way down to the $20,000 level. And this, I think, is a new setup, exactly as we've seen it here, where you can, if you play the market correctly, build up some beautiful long positions that have the liquidation prices at price levels that we will most likely never see Bitcoin reach ever again. So guys, make sure you keep an eye on the charts, because this is the most exciting and interesting times at the moment, in the case that we should form now here on the smaller time frames a bearish continuation, which, by the way, these two candles here already, these two candles, just these two 4-hourly candles here, these two 4-hourly candles already signal us a potential continuation of this bearish price movement. If this 4-hourly candle closes in 1 hour like this actually would be the first bearish sign actually of us definitely continuing downwards here. But as you know, after such a volatile move, you cannot fully predict the markets just by looking at the charts. That's why as soon as we see a bearish continuation pattern, forming above the $25,000 level, I will make an update video. I will potentially even open up a short hedge position where I will use the profits of that short hedge position to, on the way down, scale up the new swing long positions that I opened up. So for now, you already know my exact trading strategy for the upcoming days and for the upcoming week. Nevertheless, I will update you on the details here on this channel and for sure in my Discord community, because as you know, we positioned ourselves already 2 times short. One time at the $30,300 level, one time at the $29,200 level. We sadly scaled the first trade up too aggressively. We got stopped out with profit, only like a few $100. Second trade, the same scenario again. We got stopped out with a few $100 in profit. And now I actually was traveling yesterday. That's why also the change in office. And what happened? We didn't have a short position open, although we positioned ourselves 2 times for this scenario already. Now, sadly, I don't have a short position. Congratulations to everyone that actually watches my videos and actually, not like me, is on the go always, but was able to sit in front of his PC, realize that the breakout is happening out of our broadening wedge, and opened a short hedge position once again, as I normally would have done it as well, as I announced it in my videos beforehand. But yeah, guys, I actually didn't make it to open my short position. Also, one thing that we need to keep in mind, the news that Elon Musk sold $370 million worth of Bitcoin definitely also had an impact on this price movement. But this price movement was already to be foreseen in the charts. It had nothing directly to do with the news. The news just resulted in this price move being so much more aggressive than it usually would have been. Normally, we would have seen a little bit of a slower downside for Bitcoin. That's why I also was not all too keen to keep an eye on the charts each and every single hour yesterday, because I was expecting that if we see the breakdown, I have enough time, maybe 1 day, maybe almost 2 days, to open up my new short position. But because of this news that came out yesterday night, I mean, it is very clear that this move got massively accelerated by that news, and that's why I actually just missed it. I didn't look at the charts, and when I looked again, the move was already over pretty much. So yeah, I mean, for now, you know my game plan, you know exactly what I'm keeping an eye on. Make sure you subscribe. make sure you keep an eye on our liquidation levels, because I mean, you remember, we talked about this. We have a lot of liquidation levels also on the upside. In my last video, I told you guys that's why we wanted to keep an eye on this broadening wedge, because if we would have broken to the upside, then the market makers would have wanted to hunt our long liquidations first. But I already told you yesterday that we need to keep, or not yesterday, in my last video, it is highly important to keep one thing in mind. The short liquidations, the market maker and exchanges know that they can catch them later anyways. Even if we see now this dump, yes, some people will take profits, right, on the way down, but the market makers know that they will catch these short liquidations sooner or later in the next bull run anyways. The difference is that with the long liquidations, they need to catch them before the next bull market starts. Otherwise, the exchanges and the market makers have massive amounts of long positions in the market that the market makers need to have a matching short position for, or the exchanges need to hedge them. Otherwise, it's a big risk for the market makers as also for the exchanges to have this high amount of long positions open in a massive bull run. And that's why we can already see here all the way down to the $20,000 level, guys. And exactly here, at the 18,000, like 19,000 to $20,000 level, exactly where I am predicting that we might see a second bottom if the $25,000 level now doesn't hold as support for us, which I will update you. You can see that there's almost no one positioning their liquidation prices in this area. No one is expecting the price to fall that low. Everyone is positioning their liquidations below the $25,000 level, and that's why it's highly likely that they all will get eaten up by the exchanges, right? It's highly likely. And as soon as we reach then the $20,000, the $19,000 level, we fall below the $20,000 level, panic will set in. A lot of the retailers, the people that don't watch my videos, as well as the people that didn't expect the bottom to come in at $16,000 to $14,000 will panic. A lot of short positions will get opened. There will be a massive amount of liquidity now able to get caught on the upswing for the market makers and liquidity providers. There will be a lot of people too fearful to open swing long positions down here, right? And that's the reason why I expect this move to have the highest likelihood still in the current market environment. But for now, guys, I'm going to end this video here. I think it's highly important that I upload it very quickly now. As I said, make sure you subscribe, activate the bell, smash up a like, join our free Discord community. It's at the very top of the description. As you know, you don't only are able to communicate with others about your chart ideas, you can communicate with me. I'm very active there as well. You can ask me questions also. We are talking sometimes about personal life, how you handle the stress of trading, all kinds of stuff. You find a lot of tutorial videos of myself and also the team of the Crypto.io community there, risk management and so on. So check out the community. The link is at the very top of the description. Everything is completely for free. I would be more than happy to welcome you there. And for the top traders, for example, I mean, we are giving up to $5,000 each and every single month to the top traders. Single people are receiving $5,000 at the end of this month, for example, into their spot account in USDT, just as a prize for being an active member of the community or being one of the top members in the community, looking at their trading volume and their trading activity and stuff like that. So make sure you go to the description down below, you join our Discord. I hope to see you there. And now we are going to see us in the next video, guys. See you then. Bye-bye.